elegant.
Right.
But now they're really proud of you. I mean, now that you're
No, my father has died, so it's just my mother now.
Again.
Why is the Jewish mother such a universal fair game for the novelist, for the filmmaker, for the comedian? Is she naturally funny? No.
Yes.
What?
Yes, David.
Never mind. What would you like to talk about?
Take a chance.
My mother taught me how to clean my tush. She taught cleanliness in the home.
She taught cleanliness, so.
Cleanliness in the home and how to use foot powder.
tush.
The tush, we clean the tush.
Did you call it a tush?
I call it a tush.
You still do?
The tush. In the Midwest, it's the tokus.
The token.
It's the tokus.
Oh, that's fascinating.
We're trying to elevate the level of the show.
Right,
All right.
tush.
I appreciate that.
Dirtiness on the show.
Going down.
What did your mother, what were her intentions?
I didn't
The
understand
Supreme
that.
Court?
Go to Dan, David. Go to Dan.
I think
When she dreamed her Russian dreams, what did she
my
want?
mother took me out of Abraham Lincoln High School when I was about 15 and took me to Heron High School of Aviation Trades. My brother, Irving, eldest of the sons, upon hearing of this catastrophic event, spoke unto us in this manner. What? What? He's a bright kid. He's got a brain. We can't make him an aviation mechanic. So, my mother took me back to Abraham Lincoln High School. Now, in her wisdom, she probably thought that a trade would be a very handy thing to have, you know, because she had lived through a depression and she knew that if you had a specific skill, you might be able to survive, at least tread water. Some money would come in. And she was doing it for my best interests, of course. And my brother, who was always kind of brave, gallant, noble, funny looking, said, really a great guy. He's a chemist. He used to come home late at night and take 2 colorless liquids and precipitate them. He'd make something white in one of the test tubes, you know, like he'd make I don't know what he did. And he thought that I was fairly bright and wanted me to go on to college, and I did. And then he encouraged my eventuation into show business. And
But
No,
if-
is it all right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, David.
No, I was going to ask you to interrupt with a question there.
oh,
I was going to ask if it was all right if you would interrupt with a question.
Would I interrupt with a question?
We lost the moment. It's all very unimportant.
well, I was being being serious.
Yes, and it was very interesting.
And so, my mother used to, when I got a job with Sid Caesar, writing the show of shows, first of all, she'd never watch the show because she was terrified that it wouldn't be good and I'd be fired. So she'd only see the crawl, it would say, written by Mel Brooks, and that was it. She'd turn it off. And she'd always say, seriously, she'd say, they don't know. It's all right. They don't know. I'd say, well, what do you mean they don't know? She'd say, I mean, you're all right. They don't know. Like I was a dummy. You know, you're never accepted in your own house. Like it was some kind of a miracle.
Well, there's also the evil eye. They don't want a compliment for fear that it's going to be taken away from you. The devil's going to hear it and take it away from you.
Exactly. And she never believed that any of this was true. I never told her what I made. I mean, I began with $50 a week, and when I was a kid, when I was 23 or 24, I was making $5,000 a week writing the show of shows.
What would have happened if you said to your mother, Mom, I'm making $5,000?
Heart attack.
Yes.
Her heart would attack her.
You know, David, the other
It would have been very dangerous.
about that kind of thing.
I told her I made 38, 40 a week. I mean, that was all right. You know,
Mel, do
And
you
she
find-
thought you were being overpaid.
and I gave her 48 a week, so how did she, you know?
Do you find the same thing, you know, in my business, for instance, if you have a credit in the New York Times, in Ladies' Home Journal, if you're on TV, if you won the Cody Award, you've gotten 17 things going at once, and 2 weeks go by and there's nothing in the paper, and suddenly the phone rings. It's not just the mother, the whole family. What's wrong? Business is bad. The whole thing is lousy. And they say, well, there's nothing wrong. I had a credit 2 weeks ago. It's a constant.
But they know they're hip. They read Variety now. My mother, she said, Sacco in Cleveland, Mel. Sacco. Hey, Buffalo in Boston. We're doing all right. Buffalo in Boston. 23-2 you took in. And your break even is 2.8. We're getting close. I mean, they learn. They're so sharp, so sophisticated, so quickly. They know all the show business parlance, all the argot. I mean, they're great. They're short. and they are busty. They're all busty.
I got a tall mother, Mel. I have
You have a tall mother?
second mother, yes, and she's about 7'4". Big lady. My first mother was small. My mother.
You can only have one mother.
Well, I mean, I have. You see, but I have two mothers because my father remarried when I was 13, and I've called her mother. I don't think of her as anything else but that.
Do you know that the determination of the child's religion, according to the Torah, is determined by the mother's religion? That if your father is Jewish and your mother is not, you are not Jewish, according to the Talmud or Torah, whatever your preference. Right. If your mother is Jewish, you are Jewish, no matter what the religion of your father is, because about 5,000 years ago, they figured out, well, we know the mother.
We're coming right back.